Yes. So just before starting the session, guys, so just I want to confirm one thing. Hope all the participants has been joined in the yesterday's class, guys. Anybody has been joined for the today's class? Is anyone is there who has been joined for the today's class? So you can use the chat panel actually, guys. There is a chat panel will be there. So you can just text by using the chat panel, or you can just unmute yourself and you can speak. Anybody is there, guys, who has been joined for the today's class? If it is your first class today, hope fine, guys. So hope all of you have been joined from the last couple of classes. So we're done with some introductory part actually, guys, but we have not yet started with any main concepts. So whatever we have been got discussed, that means whatever the discussion we have been already done. So once again, we have the complete discussion once again in the later classes actually. And anyhow, we have not yet started with any much about the machine learning terminologies. So there are so many new terminologies will come actually, guys. Training, testing, model, evaluation, confusion matrix, core. So we have a lot of new terminologies will comes actually, guys. Completely new terminologies. So whatever may be your experience, how many years of experience you are having, for everyone, data science is going to be it's a new concept actually, guys. A lot of new terminologies will come actually. So being it's not like your other programming languages. It's not like your other programming languages. So a lot of new terminologies will come. So once again, we'll have a discussion about the complete machine learning introduction whenever we start with our actual course curriculum, guys. So anyhow, as part of our full stack data science course. So as part of our full stack data science course, just a minute, guys. So as part of our full stack data science course, so we are going to learn starting from the scratch. That means starting from the beginning, whatever it is going to be required, each and every tool. It's not only learning about machine learning, we are going to be learning a lot of things actually, guys. As I told you, mainly our main topics are going to be your machine learning, plus your deep learning, plus which is going to be AI, plus which is going to be NLP, plus along with that, we are going to be working with the big data systems, and along with some kind of an clouds we are going to be using, plus some kind of an dashboard reporting tools actually, guys, like Power BI we are going to be using actually. So many other areas are also there actually, guys. There are going to be some other areas are also there. Even we are going to be working with the Python, and we are going to be working with the R, so etc, guys. So Python and R here we are going to be using only just for our implementation of machine learning techniques actually, guys. For our implementation of techniques only we are going to be using. There is nothing, we are not going to become say Python developers or something like that. Everything we are going to be learning with respect to for implementation of our machine learning techniques, we are going to be using them actually, guys. Okay, fine, guys. So that's it, guys. As we have been done some introduction to the machine learning, like machines will learn. So how machines basically learns also we have been got discussed about them. So we learn about the machine learning actually, guys, how the machines will learn basically. So initially we have been having a doubt, will the machines will learn? So after that, we understood that after with a small practical scenario, I have explained you one small implementation where the machines are able to learn. So, but how the machines will learn actually, guys, everything should be given as an data format only. So yesterday I told you some terminologies, like we have to tell what is going to be the dependent variable and what is going to be the independent variable, where y and x, something like that. Don't worry. Once again, we'll discuss all the machine learning concepts in the later classes actually, guys. Okay. So our first initial target is to learn about the machine learning actually. So before learning the machine learning techniques, so whatever the machine learning techniques we are going to learn, before starting with the machine learning techniques, first of all, we have to use some language. We have to use it actually, guys. Whether it is a machine learning or a deep learning or whatever you want, there must be some language must be there actually, guys. Some language we have to use it actually. Some frameworks we have to use it actually. So how we are going to be using this? So once again, if you do a quick working on this, guys, once again, just for a quick working. So we have been discussed about what are the process, what is the procedure actually we have been discussed actually, guys. Like we have been seen about something called as an data loading. So how do you do the data loading actually? Second thing is going to be nothing but we have to do some kind of an data analytics. So why I'm discussing about that, you'll understand them, guys. Data analytics. And after that, we are going to be doing some kind of an data cleansing. We are going to do that. And after that, we are going to be performing some kind of an data visualizations. We have to do that. It's a nothing but a data visualization. We have to do that. And apart from that, we have to perform something like a data model, creating of data machine learning models actually, guys. That is nothing but what we are going to call it as training the model actually, guys. So there is a machine learning model. With the help of a machine learning model, we have to just develop a machine learning model with the help of some algorithms actually, train the machine. And after that, we have to evaluate the model. We have to evaluate the model and we have to improve the model performance actually. So improve the model performance. And apart from that, not only improving of the model performance actually, so we have to just work with something like a deployment process. So these are basically whatever the examples, whatever the techniques, basically what we have to learn it here now. So why we are going to be using Python, why we are using R? Sir, why don't you use Java, or why don't you use some other languages like .NET or something like some other languages actually, guys? Why don't you use them actually? Because Python and R is going to provide you all the functionalities, whatever it is going to be required to perform all these operations actually, guys, all these operations. So you need not to again check for some alternative language. For example, let us say that if data visualization is not possible in Python, just an example actually, guys. If data visualization is not possible to do in Python, then we have to check for some other language for data visualizations. But Python provides you all the functionalities, whatever as a complete full stack data science course, whatever the functionalities you require, or whatever the techniques we are going to require, all the techniques can be implemented with the help of the Python. Can you do the data loading? Yes, I can do the data loading by using Python. Can you do the data analytics? Yes, I can do the data analytics with the Python. Can you perform the data cleansing? Yes, we can do this actually. Can you do the data visualization? Yes, we can do that. Can you do the training of the data models? Yes. Can you evaluate them? Yes. Can you improve them? Yes. Can you deploy them? Yes. So all these functionalities are provided as a single functionality. That means a single language is providing you all these functionalities actually, guys. Even using Java also up to some extent we can do this actually, guys. But all functionalities cannot be provided by the languages like Java and the .NET because their work is different actually. Generally, the purpose of using Java and .NET is something different we are going to be using. Even R also provides you all these functionalities, guys. Even using R, we can do the data loading. Using the R, we can do the data analytics. Using the R, we can do the data cleansing. Even R also provides you the data visualizations, developing of machine learning models, implementation of ML algorithms. So that is the main reason why we are going to be learning Python and R, basically for machine learning implementation, guys. So we are not developing any web applications. We are not developing any Windows applications. Completely, it is going to be some kind of a machine learning application. It's a machine learning models we are going to create it actually, guys. A model. We have to create a model actually, guys. This model is going to do all the work actually. Okay. So anyhow, once again, when you start with the machine learning introduction class, there are 3-4 introduction classes will be there once again actually, guys. Whatever I have been discussed is only just a small part. So when you go to the real applications, we are going to be the actual part of the machine learning complete process, workflow, everything I'm going to discuss about them. Just today I have been discussing about only the technical aspects of them, but how the training is done. How do you do the testing? How do you evaluate the model? So why do you require them? What are the different types of machine learning models are there? What are the different types of learnings are there? What is the difference? All these technologies we have to discuss. Supervised, unsupervised learning. What is reinforcement learning? What is X? What is Y? What is features? So what is target? We have a lot of technologies are there, guys. Later we are going to discuss about them. Okay. So for a couple of weeks, actually, guys, maybe hardly it is going to be some around 2.5 weeks, or hardly it is going to be 3 weeks. It won't take that much time. So it is going to be hardly 2 to 3 weeks. We are going to start with the Python classes actually, guys. Some people already having the idea about Python. Some people already learned, and some people is already working on the Python also. Maybe some people are already working on the Python. Some people may already completed Python training. Some people are learning now, and some people is completely new to the Python actually. Okay. So anyhow, whatever you learn, that's why what I'm going to do is we are not going to go deep into the Python actually, guys. Whatever the Python concepts that is required for understanding our machine learning code. So tomorrow when I write a machine learning code, to understand that particular machine learning code, up to what extent that particular Python is required. We'll take only up to that extent only we take it actually, guys. So if you want to do all these 8 tasks, whatever the 8 tasks I have been got discussed, how do you implement with the help of Python? So what coding is required? What concepts are required in Python? Because we are implementing all these things, guys. One more thing, data loading is not a part of your Python actually, guys. Data loading can be done with the help of the Python. Data loading can be done with the help of the R, or data loading can be done by some other language, not a problem. You can do the data analytics. So I can do the data analytics with the help of SQL, or with the help of Python, or with the help of R, or even data analytics can be done even with the help of Excel sheets also. Even data loading also can be done with the help of Excel sheet, right? We can extract the data, we can load the data actually, guys. Even if I open an Excel sheet and I can just import the data actually, right? So we can extract the data from anywhere. You can extract the data actually. So we can extract the data from anywhere. I can extract the data from a database system, or I can import the data from some anywhere. From anywhere, I can import the data actually, isn't it? So why, that means why don't you use Excel? As I told you, even Excel also will apply. Even in Excel also, guys, we can apply the machine learning algorithms. Even Excel is nowadays, it is it has been become very powerful. So most of the business users is completely depending on this particular Excel sheets only, guys. We can apply some kind of an applications, guys. You can see here, guys, how the options are going to be there actually. Can you see how the options are going to be there, guys? So from a file, we can extract the data. It is from a simply like a workbook, or it may be text or a CSV file, even from JSON. From a database systems, we can extract them, guys. From a SQL Server database, or from Access database, or it may be SSAS databases or SSAS, which is going to be something from Oracle database, or from IBM DB2. So many databases are there actually, guys, even from Azure. So in Azure, we are having different type of storages are there. So using them, or any online services, we can extract them, guys. So like that, we are having so many from web. Yesterday I told you, guys, from web also we can extract the data. So Excel also has been became very popular actually, guys. It has been became a popular actually. Even some of the machine learning algorithms can be applied with the help of Excel sheets. We really don't know what is the powerfulness of Excel for most of the people. Generally, normally, whenever I say Excel, whenever I say it is an Excel, generally what we are going to be doing this actually, guys. Let us try this, guys. So let us try this. For example, just let us try this example. So is it possible to extract the data from some, let us say that it is going to be some websites actually, guys. So let us try them. Okay. So let us say that I'm just opening I'm just opening some website. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be copying this, and I'm just going to be giving this particular URL here now. So just an example actually, guys. I just given some data actually. It is not working, I think so, because it is saying that it is going to be some kind of an issue is going to be there. Some problem may be there. Please enter some value actually, or we are having some kind of an advanced options are there actually, guys. We can extract them, guys. We can extract them, and we can work with that particular applications actually. So we can extract that. Later we'll see them, guys, how we are going to be working with them. So it's not only that, even there is going to be some kind of an forecasting is going to be there. So we can apply some terminologies of machine learning is used actually, guys. Some kind of an forecasting can be gets done actually. Currently there is no data is there. If data is there, we can perform some kind of a forecasting actually. So Excel also has become very popular actually nowadays. It's not powerful. It's very powerful actually, guys. So even I can do all these things even by using the Excel sheet also. But why it is going to be Python specifically? Because it is going to be provides you a lot of functionalities. It is going to provide you even data visualization. I can do it in Excel sheets also. But then why we are going to be doing some of the data cleansing? Sometimes we are going to do it in Excel sheets only. Some of the data visualizations we can do it in Excel sheets. But Python provides you a more and more flexibility options actually, guys. So all these cannot be done. Excel sheet also can perform, but all machine learning algorithms cannot be performed by the Excel sheets. Only with a limited scope only it can do some forecasting. It can do some kind of a forecasting. It can be done with the help of which is going to be with the help of some Python. We are going to do that because Python provides you a lot of libraries for them actually, guys. Python provides you a lot of flexible libraries for implementing all these machine learning algorithms actually. That is the reason either Python or either R actually, guys. Excel is going to be having a limited scope actually. It cannot do up to here I can do it, but remaining part we cannot do that much effectively in Excel sheets. But I can do the data loading, data analytics, data cleansing, data visualization. All these things we can do it by using Excel or by using something like a tools like Power BI, any dashboard reporting like which is going to be Power BI. All these things we can do them actually, guys. It's not a big problem at all. It is going to be not a big problem at all. But specifically why we are using Python? Very easy and simple application, guys. Very easy and simple applications. And one more thing actually, guys. And one more thing here is Python, whenever we talk about the Python basically, whenever we are talking about the Python, Python is going to be not a specific purpose language. Mainly the Python was designed or Python was written not to satisfy only for a specific category of people actually, guys. It's not only for a specific category of people because one of the feature if you see for the Python, it is what we are going to call it as a general purpose language. So for the people who already has learned Python, guys, just 2 or 3 weeks, we have to just wait because some people are there who do not have the idea about Python. It is general purpose language actually, guys. It is going to be a general purpose language. That means it is not generally, if a language is developed only for a specific purpose language, only for a specific purpose, there are what we are going to call it as which is going to be a specific purpose language, what we call it as. But Python is going to be not for a specific purpose. It is a general purpose language actually, guys. Because who can use the Python? Don't think that Python is used only by, don't treat the Python as a programming language, guys. Only computer science engineering people has to learn the Python. Only some computer programs can be written in Python. Not like this actually, guys. It's not like that. In Python, we can do a lot of things actually. Lot of things can be used. Lot of things can be implemented actually. Or a lot of applications can be developed and can be done with the help of the Python. I'll just tell you guys who is going to use the Python basically. One is like your web developer, application developers actually, guys. You know what are application developers actually, guys? Like web developers, or it may be Windows developers, application development. Python can be used for application development. You can develop mobile applications. We can develop web applications. We can develop the Windows applications. All types of business applications, or it can be some other, it can be any application actually, guys. It may be a business application or it can be non-business application. Application development can be done. So the web developers is nowadays they are using, you can see them guys, a full stack which is going to be Python, a full stack UI with Python actually, guys. So we can develop, they will teach you all the web development with the help of the Python actually. Not only for the application development actually, guys, some kind of an gaming people. So for kind of an gaming, not only business applications, for kind of some kind of an gaming development also, this Python is going to be gets used actually. It's not only for just a business applications, guys, not only just a business applications. So gaming, which involves some kind of an animations. So some kind of an animation kind of thing. So gaming developments are going to be gets used. Even Python is also used by, which is like by hackers. It is going to be by some kind of an hackers that are going to be gets users actually, guys. Because Python, mainly hackers are going to be, mainly how the hackers are going to be done actually, guys. Hackers are completely depend only on that particular socket programming. That means hacking a website is going to be nothing but, what is hacking a website actually? They will come to know at what port number that particular, they will try to communicate where that particular website is running. So they will find out what is the location of the website. So they will just enter into that particular one. Recently, some banks we have been seeing. So hacking of some of the banks has been got identified. Even I think in Hyderabad also. So they directly transferred the monies. They already transferred the monies. They have changed the withdraw the money. So how they will change it actually, guys? It is completely with the help of some socket programming. So what are the loops they are going to, whatever the loops that it's what are the particular, what are the main, the loops are going to be there inside that particular one, the socket, whatever the networking programming actually. So it can be used by even for networking also, guys. Networking people also uses them actually. networking people, or it is going to be something like an hackers. So they are going to be using this particular Python because due to some socket programming actually, guys. So socket programming is completely different. So the people who works on socket programming, so they are going to be works with a different case. There is socket programming is there actually, guys. You can just have an idea about this, which is going to be something called as a socket programming. So it is going to be a socket programming in Python actually. Python provides you a lot of libraries based on the socket programming. So we can't understand them, guys. That means as a programmer, working with socket programming is completely different actually. It's a completely different actually, guys. Communicating with one system to another system, connecting to some servers. Can you see? Just an idea actually, guys. It's a socket programming actually. So they are going to be communicating with some systems actually. So they are going to be doing some kind of a socket programmings are going to be gets done actually. So we can see them actually, guys. So they are going to be working with this one. So hackers and all these things, those people will try to communicate with the help of socket programming only. So networking and hackers, networking people, hackers, they are using the Python. So don't think that only a computer science engineer has to use it actually, guys. It's not a programming language. First of all, make sure that you have to understand that Python is not a programming language. Even mathematicians and statisticians also uses them actually, guys. Even mathematicians and statisticians also uses that actually. A mathematician and statisticians also uses the Python actually, because Python provides you some libraries which are related to mathematics and statistics. So let us say this. I have given a task actually, guys. There is a mathematician is there. He is doing some research. Let us say that he is doing a research actually, guys. Now, let us say that he want a matrix. Let us say a 10 by 10 matrix is there. Let us say that. And another 10 by 10 matrix is there. He want to do some multiplication. That is, you know that it's a dot product. You know what is meaning of a dot product actually, guys. So we know that it is going to be nothing but the product of the rows and the product of the columns actually. It's what we call as a dot product actually. Simple multiplication is different and the dot product is going to be different actually. So we know how to do this actually, dot product. So if I given a 10 by 10 matrix and a 10 by 10 matrix, and if I ask you to do the multiplication, if I give a 2 by 2 matrix actually, let us say 2, 3, 6, and 7. And if I given another matrix, which is going to be, let us say 4, 6, 8, and 9. And if I ask you to do the multiplication, we can do it manually. You can do it manually, guys. 2 into 4, which is going to be 8, 8 plus, which is going to be 24 actually. 8 plus, which is going to be 24. It is 32. 2 6 are, which is going to be 12, and this is going to be 39. I think so, isn't it? 6 4s are, which is going to be 24. 8 7s are 56 actually. So what is the calculation actually? Yes, do it. But whenever I given a higher dimension, that means if I give a 2 by 2, this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Very easy, we can do that. But if we give a larger numbers, and if we want to go for a higher dimensions, we can't do that. Then even nowadays, the mathematicians are also depending on the languages actually, I guess. Language means they don't want to develop any web applications, or they don't want to do some other applications. They want to perform their mathematical operations with the help of this particular language called as this particular either Python, or mostly the mathematicians and statisticians uses this particular Python and R they will use as guys. They mostly prefer the R language. They mostly prefer the R language actually, because R language was basically designed for only for mathematicians and statisticians. R is not a general purpose language. In R, if you talk about the R language, guys, if you talk about the R language, you can't do any application development. You can't do any gaming development. You can't do any networking, but we can do the mathematics. So most of the nowadays, that means in the current, as part of the current academic, like some universities actually, guys, as part of their university course curriculum, so who does masters and bachelors in mathematics, no? For them, there is a language called as part of their academic course, they are teaching the language called as an R language. So whereas normally our engineering, whenever we talk about engineering graduates, so the engineering graduates, as part of their particular course curriculum, as part of their academic course, whether he was in CSC or whether it is an IT, whether it is a EEE or whether it is an ECE, they are teaching the C language. For everybody, whatever may be your branch, you have to learn C language. Even mechanical, civil, everybody has to learn C language. Same as it is, as part of the course curriculum of mathematics and statistics, bachelor's and master's, they are included this language called as an R. Even nowadays, mathematicians are using the Python also actually, guys. Just imagine why I'm explaining this, because is if a mathematician was able to, mathematicians and statisticians means they don't have any prior knowledge about programming skills actually, guys. They don't have that much knowledge on the programming skills. But still, to make that particular language to be understandable to them, they have been developed this actually, guys. So if you want, we can do it in Java also, but Java is going to be some kind of a programmatical skill actually, guys, right? So in Java, if you want to write a small program, for example, if you have an idea about them, so they will write something like class, and after that they will write a public static void main, and they will write the code, they'll compile the program. For a mathematician, if you say what is compilation and what is execution, he will get confused with that. So he don't want to know what is meaning of compilation. He do not want to know what is going to be the backend behind them. What is the complexity behind them? You don't want to understand them. So what is a compiling a program? What is compilation? What is a high level language? What is a low level language? Okay, he don't want to understand all these things actually, guys. He really don't want to understand all these things. That's why these languages like Python and R, if you talk about them, just an example I'm showing you guys, like these languages like Python and R does not require any programmatical skills. Does not require any programmatical skills. So this is going to be my R application actually, guys. R console. Don't worry, later I'm going to show you the application, guys. Just I want to show you how simple it is going to create a matrix actually. How simple it is used to create a matrix actually. That is what I want to do that. It's an R language actually, guys. I want to just create a matrix actually. Just an example, guys. Just I'm creating a matrix. No coding is required. No main method. No, nothing is required. Simply, I'm going to use a function called as a matrix actually, guys. Just it is a function. That means for a mathematician is a little bit confusion, but when I say function means he will think about mathematics function actually. So here also we have a function actually, guys. How many values you require? 1:9 actually, guys. Just see how easy it is going to be. How many rows you require? Number of rows is equals to 3. Over. There is a matrix is going to be created. This is a code what we have to write it actually, guys. It is going to be the row. I think number of row. It is going to be n number of row, not number of rows. It is going to be. That's it, guys. I just said 1 to 9, and which is going to be number of rows equals to 3. So it is nothing but if number of rows is 3, number of columns is also equals to 3 because 9 values are there. See how simple I created a matrix now. How simple I created a matrix. Now I can create two matrices and I can do some kind of a dot product between them actually. Like that, we can just perform whatever the operation you want to do that. So there are so many, the thing is, it is giving a lot of customization to us, guys. If you just observe carefully, it is 1 to 9 you understood. It's a sequence of numbers actually, guys. If you want to just generate a sequence of numbers, no need to write any code actually. Just 1:9, 1:100. That's it, guys. 1:100, 100:1. That's it. You need not to write any code at all. 100:1, 100:1, it has just generated the numbers. So playing with these numbers is very easy actually, guys. Just playing with the numbers is very easy. So I just want to create it. So I want to just create a 10 by 10 matrix. So simply it is going to be matrix of, just an example I'm talking, 1:100. Number of rows is equals to, for example, 10. It will just create a 10 by 10 matrix. It will create it. You can't do this kind of a code just by writing a single line of code in some languages actually. That's why I used to say that I'll say that this is not a programming language. Don't treat it as a programming language, guys. Don't treat it. It is simply a scripting language, we call it as. And if you see the official website of R actually, guys, if you go to the official website of the R, very clearly they says that R is a statistical computing language. How simple this is an official website of R actually, guys. This is not a commercial website. It's not a commercial website. You know that it is .org. .com means it is a commercial website. You see Microsoft.com. It is going to be do Microsoft.com. If you open the official website of Microsoft.com, a good animations, a very good animations. Okay. So they will spend a lot of money for this actually, guys. So for development of all these things, a good animations and all these things, colors and all these things, they do that. It's a commercial website. This is going to be an open source website actually, guys, because they don't have money with them. They don't get any money for them actually, guys. If you are using our software, they don't get any money for that actually. So there are going to be non-profit organizations. They don't want to earn some money. They want to just make some advantage to the people. Everybody has to use it. Everybody has to use. If I say commercial, everybody may not use. If we make it open source, everybody can use it. It's a free and it is an open source actually. I'm giving the code to you. Looks like just like a blog. This is an official website actually, guys. This is an official website of the R actually, the R community. So this is going to be from where we have to download the R software. From here only we have to download the R software actually, guys. Just like looks like a blog, just like normally just how our blogs will look, something like that. Even Python also, guys. Python is also going to be an open source. They don't get any profit. If you use, they don't get any money from us. So this is going to be just an official website, just like looks like a normal, at least some kind of an animation, some kind of a colors, backgrounds, etc. is there. But it is also going to be looking like a blog only, just like look like a blog. But when you see the Microsoft websites, a good animations, a good and kind of an animations, a lot of figures. Okay, a lot of things are going to be there actually. It's a commercial websites. This is going to be not a commercial websites actually. So they don't want to spend the money on maintaining these websites actually. So they don't want to put the more and more load on that. If they put more load on that, they have to pay some money for the websites actually. So this is an official website of this one. At least python.org is having at least some background colors are there. If you see the R official website, even there is no background colors. There is nothing is going to be there actually, guys. Specifically, mathematicians, statisticians are preferring to use R language. R is going to be different actually, guys. Most of the research organizations, most of the people who works in research, they prefer to use R language only. So R language functionality is different actually, guys. It's a completely different actually. Once I start with R language, I'll tell you how it is different from Python actually. Okay, so mathematicians, statisticians, and coming to our requirement, guys, you are a data science. You're a data science, machine learning. Okay, all these things actually, guys, complete for a data science related projects. Python can be used as well as R also we can use it actually, because our data science is completely supported by mathematics and statistics only. So where do you implement the data science projects, or where do you can implement this particular data science applications? The language which supports some mathematical and statistical formulas, that is going to support the working with the data scientist. So the data science, the machine learning, okay, the part of data science actually, yes, they are going to be using this particular Python and R. There are some other languages are there, but most popular languages are Python and R. And why the Python is more popular for data science, more popular for in data science specifically, why Python is more popular than the R language, guys? Basically, as I told you, deep learning actually, guys. R also supports, but R is not that much concentrating. The community is not that much concentrating on this particular deep learning actually, guys. So deep learning, that means even R also supports the deep learning, guys. But when it comes to the advanced concepts of the deep learning, the Python is going to be better actually, because a lot of new libraries has came and a lot of research has been done by using Python only instead of using the R. Our communities are going to be, they completely concentrates on some other different concepts. They're not only concentrating on machine learning, data science, deep learning. Their core areas are going to be different actually, guys. Their core areas are different. Once you see it, the research level actually, guys, when you go for the research level, R is going to be most popularly used. Commercial, if you see them, Python is going to be used. If you see the commercial side, Python is going to be mostly used, guys. If you see the research point of view, R is going to be most frequently used. So R is having a different advantages, guys. Different advantages. Their functionalities are different. Their particular research is different. Their particular purpose is going to be different. Okay. So anyhow, we'll work on them. They works on different, like the bioengineering, the biomedicals, those core areas actually, guys. They also works on them, but mostly for the research people, it is going to be gets used. Okay. So this is going to be something about this particular, the usage of this particular Python. So Python usage, don't think that we are going to be using, basically why we are using our Python actually, guys, mainly for this purpose. We don't do any gaming developments. We don't do any networking or hackers applications. We are not developing any applications actually, guys. Any application development. Our main core area is going to be this one only, guys. For implementing some mathematical theories, for implementing some statistical applications or statistical calculations, and for implementing our data science and all the machine learning, deep learning applications. So we are going to be using the Python for that particular applications. So we are taking only one part of the Python actually, guys. One part, some part of the Python we are going to be using. We are not learning the complete Python implementations. So anyone, whether you want to go for an application development or a gaming development or a networking or any application development or mathematician, statistician, whatever your purpose is there, first of all, we have to learn the core Python. First of all, you have to learn the core Python actually, guys. That is common. Everybody. If you want to develop, for example, if you are trying to learn a full stack Python course actually, first they will teach you the core Python. If you want to go for a gaming development using Python, first of all, we have to learn the core Python. So how to use the Python, first of all, what are the features it provides? That is what we have to study them actually, guys. So the first point is, who is going to use this Python? Python can be used by anybody. Anybody, guys, anybody, they can use it actually. Whatever may be your area. That's the reason why the Python is becoming that much popular. It's not only by computer science engineering. A civil engineer may use a Python. Let's say an electrical engineer may use a Python. Maybe a communication engineer may use a Python. Anybody, guys. It can be anybody, or even it can be some kind of it can be even it can be a CA person, or also can be is going to be, they can use a Python actually. Anybody, guys, anybody for any purpose, they can use a particular Python in their particular respective areas to implement some functionalities. They can use this particular one. Okay, anybody who can be anybody wherever there is a purpose is there. It may be for an application, it may be for a gaming, it may be for networking, or they want to implement some mathematical and statistical concepts, or they want to implement a data science related projects, whatever it may be the purpose, you can use it actually, guys. Okay. So just if you see which is going to be, what is going to be Python purpose. So just you can see this, guys, purpose of particular Python actually, guys. Just if you see the Python purpose, you can see a lot of things we can do it actually, guys. Can you see? Python is a computer programming language, because why we call it a computer programming? It should be executed by a computer. Often used by building the websites and softwares, which is going to be automate your task, conduct the data analysis, as I already told you guys. A general purpose language, meaning it can be used to create a variety of different programs, and it is not specialized for any specific particular program actually. So if you see a lot of implementations actually, guys, anywhere you see that, just it's just like a research, it's not a practical concept. So you can just explore them actually, guys. For what purpose there are going to be gets using actually, why the Python is going to be gets used actually. So who is going to be gets users actually, guys? As I told you, it can be for any purpose. So they said that AI for machine learning, data analytics, not only that, data visualization can be done. Some kind of a programming applications we can do. You can do, guys, a lot of web-based applications, or it can be any GUI-based applications. We can start with them. So many purposes are there. Web development, gaming development, some kind of a language developments. So many things are going to be there actually, guys. Even for search engine optimizations like this, we are going to be using them actually, guys. Okay, so that is a basic idea behind what we are going to be doing this actually. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you, Krishna, that is going to be what is Anaconda here is Anaconda is going to be one Python distribution actually, guys. It's a distribution of Python actually. Okay, so it is also developed from Python only, being it is an open sources. So Anaconda is going to be a distribution of Python actually. Python distribution, what we can say that actually. Yeah, please don't mind, guys. Just give me a minute once. So somebody is calling me. Just give me a minute once, guys. I'll be back. Just 2 minutes. I'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, let's continue, guys. So this is going to be the basically the purpose of them, guys. Anybody for any purpose, almost all for any purpose, they can be users actually. Okay. So as you are saying that Python, Anaconda is going to be one of the Python distribution actually, guys, which we are going to use it because as part of our course curriculum, we are going to be using the Anaconda Python only, guys, because Anaconda Python is a Python distribution basically, which is basically designed for data science only. So I think yesterday, I don't know whether you have been attended yesterday's or not. So yesterday I have been just shown you that particular, what we have to install it actually, guys. So this is going to be something called as an anaconda.com. It's not anaconda.org actually, guys. It is an anaconda.com actually. So this is a Python distribution. It's going to be a Python distribution actually. Okay. So basically what they have been done is they have developed a platform actually, guys. It is going to be, they have developed a particular platform basically to work with this kind of an, what we can say, related to some data science related projects. So they want to work with them actually, guys. So there is an open source product is there for them. We can use that particular open source product actually. Okay. So later we are going to be using this particular, actually we completely use this Anaconda Python only, not with the core Python we are going to be gets working. Okay, fine guys. So this is about some whatever we are talking about the purpose. Whenever we look at the purpose of the Python, who can use it? So don't think that only data analyst or data science people will use this Python. Anybody nowadays, anybody can use the Python actually, guys. Now let us discuss about a few history points about the Python actually, guys. Let us talk about a history of Python actually. Some history about the Python. We'll discuss about some history about the Python actually, how the Python has came. So who has been written them? So just an idea we are going to be discussing about. We are going to discuss about them. Okay. Almost all the Python has started its journey around in 1990s actually, guys. Around it is not exactly around in 1991 or around 1990s. The journey of Python has been started actually. So directly, that means who are the creators, who are the writers of this particular Python. So they didn't develop it directly this particular Python language actually. Initially, the team who has been written or who has been the creators of this particular Python, they developed a language. If you see the history about them, guys, they developed a language called as an ABC. They have developed a language called as an ABC actually, guys. The name of the language is ABC. Actually, that ABC was not used in the practical. Really, it was not released into the market. So into the real world, we didn't use it actually, guys. They developed it, they invented it, they developed it, but we have not used it actually. Due to some technical reasons, this ABC was not released actually. It was only limited only for the research and developed it, but they have not released it. Nobody has been used it actually. Only for research purpose only they developed it. Due to some technical reasons, this ABC was not released into the market. Into the real world, it was not came into the real world actually. What is the main intention of this ABC languages? What is the main intention of the ABC languages? So some computer experts has finded some issue with the programming languages, guys. Some issues with the programming languages. So normally, whenever we say programming language means, generally, guys, normally if I ask a mathematician to learn Java, so mathematician says that, no, I can't learn the Java actually, because it's a programming language. So normally non-IT, that means whatever who are coming from the non-IT background, they don't prefer to learn the programming languages because they can't learn, because they have to understand all that particular, whatever that particular skills, whatever that particular techniques. So they have to learn it, writing a program. So generally non-IT professionals who are from non-IT professionals who are not at all related to this particular programming language. So they will face some trouble. They will face some trouble while working with some programming languages. Suddenly, if you bring a mathematician and ask him to learn Java, he can't learn it because there are going to be some kind of an issues with them. Unless and until you don't know the complete workflow, we can't write a Java program. So what this team want to do is, they want to develop a language. They want to develop a language which should be very, very easy for programming, or which is very, very easy for writing a programs with the help of their particular language. That's why they named that particular language as ABC. because we know that ABC means generally when you speak. So it is as simple as ABC. It just will say we use a word. So it is going to be, it is just like an ABC for me. That means it is very, very, very easy for us. It's a small kid can learn ABCs. So that's why they named the language called as an ABC language actually, guys. They called it as a language called as an ABC. But due to some reason around in 1990s, said they stopped releasing this. They've done some research, they developed it, but they have not released about this ABC language. So try to find out all that history behind them, guys. All that particular history behind them. So which is going to be nothing but if you talk about that ABC language actually, guys. So there is going to be a language called as an ABC language around in 1990s that has been got started actually, guys. This is going to be, it's a general purpose language and something they can see that it is going to be some people who has been developed this particular language and intended to be used instead of some kind of a basic languages and Pascal actually. This was developed around in years. The stable version was there in 1990 actually, guys. First appeared in 1987. Sorry, they appeared in 1987, but it has been stable released in around 1990. You see the history behind them actually, guys. If you see some history behind them actually. Okay, so this is going to be the Wikipedia page of the ABC language actually, guys. You can see the history and how to make this particular easy. So they talked about that. So they made it simplified actually. But due to some reason, they have been not implemented actually, guys. They have been not implemented and this was not released into the market actually. It's really in real world, it was not there actually, guys. But this language has inspired that language actually, guys. Can you see? This particular language was influenced by some language, Algol and some settle earlier. It was there actually. And this ABC language has influenced, it has been inspired this language called as an Python actually, guys. So can you see some of the features if you can see them, guys? Only 5 basic data types. No requirement of variable declarations. No variable declaration is going to be required actually, guys. Some process was there, but it was due to some reason it was not implemented in the real applications. For some reason it was not implemented actually, guys. Okay. So inspired from this language called as an ABC, they have been this ABC language has influenced another team. So the person who we are going to call him as, in short, we call it as an Rossum. So his name is going to be Guido von Rossum actually. Guido or Guido von Rossum actually. His name is going to be simply we call him as Rossum. So this person Rossum, who is a Dutch programmer, inspired from this language called as an ABC, and he is the creator of this language called as an Python. He is a creator actually, guys, of this language called as an Python actually. So he was still there. He was still alive and he was there actually. He will conduct a lot of webinars and all these things also will conduct actually. So his name is going to be simple. We'll call it as GVR. In shortcut, we call him as a GVR, a Guido von Rossum actually, his name. He's a Dutch programmer. Inspired from this language called as an ABC, he has written and he is a creator of Python actually, guys. He is a creator of Python. So this person has been. So it started around in 1991, around 1990s only has been written this language. Earlier, it was contributed by very few people in the community, but there are a lot of contributors are there now, guys. A lot of contributors are there. Even Google, Facebook are also some of the contributors to this particular Python. So nowadays, so it is going to be doing a lot of contribution around the world actually, guys. There are the creators of Python. He's a creator of the Python. His team developed this particular language. And they want to make it as simple as, the main idea here is they want to make it as simple as to the developers actually. Anybody can learn, anybody can use our language. As you know this, guys, one of the major headache in programming languages, guys, declaration. It is going to be declaration actually, guys. How many variables we are using, you have to declare it. For a non-programmer, if you ask him to declare a variable, he'll get confused. Why declaration is required? Why declaration is required? What is the necessity of the declaration? Why don't you use it for multiple times? You will get a lot of confusion. So declaration of variable is one of the big headache for most of the programmers. So this declaration part will not be there in Python actually, guys. You see in the feature of ABC. In ABC also, I told you the same thing. No declaration of variables. No requirement of declaration variables actually, guys. No declaration of variables. Directly you say I equals to 10 over. Print the value of I. It will print 10. One of the major headache for most of the developers, even we people also, that means while working with C, C++, Java, without declaring a variable, if you use it, we'll get an error. And one more big headache is whenever we declared I as a 10, normally if in other programming languages, you said integer I. Throughout the program, I should be used as an integer only. For suppose if we assign something like I equals to something like ABCD, we are going to get an immediately an error saying that I was declared as an integer. You should assign only the integer data type. In Python, it is not like this, guys. You said I equals to 10, print the value of I. I will be printed as a 10 here now. Immediately you assign I equals to ABCD. No problem at all. Sir, earlier I used it as an integer. Now we are using it as a string. Not a problem at all. The Python is going to take about them. Print the value of I. Immediately it will print the string code as an ABCD. Like that, there is no need to do any conversion, typecasting. All these are not required. Most of the programming languages, one of the big headache is a typecasting, converting a value from one data type to another data type. Otherwise, it can't understand. In Python, we are not having this. Anyhow, I'll tell you the feature. This feature is basically, guys, we are going to call it as a dynamically typed language. This feature is going to be nothing but what we are going to call it as. This feature is nothing but what we call it as a dynamically typed language. So the first point I told you about the purpose of them, guys. The purpose. Now I'm talking about some history about the Python. And this is the features of the Python actually, guys. So creator of the Python, who is a Guido van Rossum, he's a Dutch programmer. He is the creator of this particular Python language. And his main idea here is to make a language as simple as Python. They want to make that particular language as simple to that particular programmers. So the programmers should not face any problems or any issues while writing a program actually. So anybody, so that is the reason why even a mathematician or a statistician or non-IT people also was able to learn Python. So the first point is, guys, Python can be learned by anybody without having much programming skills, but a lot of, it's not a lot of required, but basic programming skills are going to be required actually, guys. What is a function? A mathematician, what is a function means he knows that f of x, he will say that. But what is a function in our computer science? A function is going to be nothing but which takes some input, gives some output, what is arguments, what is return type, something we have to study them actually. Anyhow, I'll give you all that particular skills to you actually. Okay. So basically one more small history, interesting story behind them. Whenever I said Python, so generally the people who has already into the Python, who already done some research on the Python, so they may be immediately first time when you see the Python, the only thing generally that comes to your mind is going to be nothing but your snake, isn't it? The last snakes which was found in the like Amazon forest or something like that. So which is going to be a Python. So Python is going to be one of the species of the snake itself. So which is going to be very large sized snake, which is going to be Python. But this Python and that Python is not at all having any relation at all. And even some textbooks, when you see some kind of books on the Python actually, guys, when you see any Python books actually, guys, when you see the Python books actually. So let us say something like a Python books, if you see them. Most of the books, when you see some kind of a Python books, if you see them, most of the cover pages are going to be having something like which is going to be a Python. So which is going to be some, if you see, these are going to be some kind of a Python. The snake is there actually. There is going to be some kind of a snake is going to be there actually, guys. Isn't it? So there is nothing relevant to that. Initially, the people also has been taught the same way actually. So mostly we can see this is going to be the snake is going to be there. So it's one of the very popular publication, which is going to be orally publication, is a very popular publication actually. So they uses this particular Python, but nothing is relevant to this particular snake. So actually the name he has been got inspired is from a TV show. Actually, it is inspired from the name, whatever the name has been there. The name is inspired from TV show actually, guys. It's taken from a TV show. Even from a TV show actually, guys. And the director of, even it's not a TV show, it's the director of the TV show actually. So the director name is Monty Python. If you want, you can check it out actually, guys. It is going to be the director name is Monty Python. He has one of the team member who has been directed a particular TV show. around in 1969 to 1974. Around some 1969 to 1974, there was a TV show called as an Flying Circus actually. So that is what they call it as Monty Python Flying Circus, a web series. Nowadays we are getting in OTT platforms now, guys, web series. A comedy web series actually, guys. A comedy web series actually. So which was aired around in 1969 to 1974. The person, the one of the crew member who is going to be the Monty Python. So he was inspired. He was this good one Rossum. He is a fan of this particular TV show, and he has taken his name. That is going to be Python. So the name Python is a name of a person. He's a director who has been directed a movie, directed this particular web series, which is going to be Monty Python Flying Circus. It was there actually, guys. In Netflix, it was there now. If you want, you can see that particular in Netflix actually, guys. It is going to be Monty Python Flying Circus. So now all of the people has got to know about them actually. Now it was there on the Netflix actually, guys. So the comedy group Monty Python, it's a comedy group Monty Python, depicts that particular of British life with some observational sketches, some sight gags and racy humors and intellectual references to some psychological figures and some literacy persons. So it was around in 1969. Total 45 episodes are there, and 4 series are been there around in 1969 to 1974. So the name, the production company actually is Monty Python Pictures actually. From there, he has taken this name actually, guys, 1969 to 1974. So this is the name where they have been got taken actually, guys. In Netflix, it was there actually. So it is a very old series actually. So that is going to be the information about this particular name actually, guys. Inspired from there actually. Nothing relevant to the snake or nothing relevant to so many reptiles actually. Okay. So that is going to be an interesting story behind them. And there are so many interesting stories are there also, guys. So how the names has came, if you look at them, some of the interesting stories actually. So big data Hadoop. So even the name Hadoop also, guys, the person who was creator of this is Doc Cutting. His name is Doc Cutting actually. He is a member. So anyhow, we have the big data Hadoop in our classes. At the time also discuss it. So Doc Cutting is the creator of this particular Hadoop, the leading the team. He was the leader he was the team leader. So he was developed this particular Hadoop actually. So the name Hadoop has been came from his son's toy actually, guys. His son's toy. The son used to play his son's toy. There is an elephant he used to play with them. So even the elephant also, guys, when you see the Hadoop symbol, you'll get an elephant actually. So the name has been also taken from that particular son toy. His son used to play with a toy with an elephant. So the name of the elephant is Hadoop. He has taken that particular name here now actually. So some kind of an interesting stories behind the names. Even Google, you know that it's going to be Google is also going to be how the name has been done. Google is a term which we use it in mathematics actually. So I think it is 10 to the power of some number, whatever the very high end number. That's the reason they have been named it as in Google actually. So like that. So there is an interesting story behind this particular name, which is Python, which was inspired from a TV show actually. The name of the person is a Monty Python. So from there, they have been taken his name is called as a Python actually, guys. Okay. So that is going to be the basic understanding about this, guys. So that's it, guys, for today's class. Just for today, I'll stop it here now because we are still in the introduction. So I don't want to start with. So in the next class, I'll talk about today is only just the features and some history actually, guys. Purpose, and this is going to be the features. So we have seen about the history. Coming to the features, we'll see it in the next class actually, guys. Okay. So just for today, I'll stop it here, guys. And we'll continue on the Monday's class, guys. Why Monday? Because it's generally the first week. Only for the first week actually, guys. You will not be having a class on Saturday because some people join, some people are yet to join actually. So from Monday onwards, I'm going to start with our regular classes. From next week, you will be having 6 days a week, guys. Okay. It is going to be 6 days a week. We are going to be continuing from the next week. Only for the first week because still some people are yet to join. Still they are joining. That is the reason we'll conduct a demo classes. 2 to 3 demo classes will conduct it and they will join along with your batch actually, guys. Okay. There is no break in your batch. Your batch will be continued. So they will come. We'll conduct a separate batches for them. The demo classes from Monday onwards at 8 a.m. So your class will be from 7 to 8 a.m. for a couple of days actually, guys. At 8 a.m. we are going to conduct some demos and we are going to, after a couple of demo classes, they will join along with your batch. Okay. So till that particular batch, this only for a couple of days only, guys. And anyhow, we are in beginning topics only now. So we'll start up the thing slowly actually. Okay, fine guys. Yes, we have a class yesterday. We have a recording and also we did you attend demo classes to join the batch. Shravan, it is not required. Demo classes are only just to get some idea about what we are going to be learning in our class. So if you're interested, from Monday onwards, we can join the demo class. Manoj, whether it is a same link or whether it is a new link, my backend team will update you. The backend team is going to be update you. Okay, so no worries about them. We'll get the mails actually, guys. Mails will come as well as even you are going to get the confirmation on your mobiles also. So please follow, just please verify your mails. If there is an update is there in the mail, an update is there in the link, they'll update you. I think the new link will come from Monday onwards, but I was not sure about that. If new link will comes, they will update you. They'll update you and inform you about the link actually. Okay. Yeah, Monday class timing is from 7 to 8 a.m. only. Your class timing is from, actually your class timing is from 7 to 8 a.m. actually, guys. So just what I'm going to do is, what we are going to be doing here is, just because all people will not join in the first week immediately. Some people are going to be joins a little bit lately. So for that particular people, just for a couple of days, maybe a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, we'll conduct a demo sessions on 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We'll conduct the demo sessions and they will ask them to join directly at 7 a.m. So from Wednesday onwards or from Thursday onwards, we will be having up to 8:30. We'll combine both of the people and we'll continue the classes. Yes, Shravan, can I get the yesterday's recording? Yes, we can get the yesterday's recording. You can, have you already registered with the course, Shravan? Already have you registered the course or had to register with that? You already registered. Okay, so actually, still not all people has been got registered. Still, your drive was on hold actually, because I asked them not to give the access to everybody, because not to everyone, because once instead of getting one by one, once the regular batch starts actually, guys, then we'll directly get it actually. Don't worry, you will get the access to that particular, the drive actually, but we have to wait for a couple of days actually. Okay. So it is going to be, sir, can I get your contact number? Pratyush, related to fees and all these things, you cannot, I don't talk with them actually. Okay, I can't talk about the fees. So I think my backend team numbers are there with you, isn't it? The backend team's numbers are there with you. You can just contact them actually. Once again, I'll give you the numbers actually. So please wait for a couple of minutes, guys. Yes. Venkatesh, sir, I have 5 years gap. Can I put 2 years of? Yes. You can put it, it may be 2 years. It may not be related to Python. Again, if you put on Python, maybe they will expect a little bit more skills on that. So better what you can do is, you put some 2 years of experience on some other, like it may be a skill or it may be some data analyst. You can put it as a data analyst for 2 years and 3 years on this particular data science actually. So instead of putting some other course, because if you put some other course, again, what happens here is they can expect more on the Python actually. If you can handle, well and good. If you can't handle, then maybe a problem actually. Okay. So I'll give the contact numbers. Just give me a minute, guys. So I'll just give the contact numbers. So if anybody having any questions actually, guys, actually my backend team will get back to you. Still, if you have any problem or any issues, so you can contact them actually. I'm just typing the numbers. Just please be online, guys. I'll give the numbers. Yes, guys. So these are the two numbers, guys. You can just contact them directly. You can call them and you can call them. Her name is Bhavani. So please contact Bhavani for the further details. Okay. Anything relevant to fees, actually, guys. If you have any technical questions, you can talk to me. You can discuss with me. Okay. Fine, guys. Fine. Pratyush, I think Pratyusha. Yeah. Pratyusha, please contact Bhavani for the fees details. Okay. If you have any technical questions, you can discuss with me. Right. Fine, guys. Okay. Anyone, guys? Any questions for today?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sir. Actually, one thing, since
Yeah.
we are not in touch with the mathematics for a long time, so
Okay,
can you
okay.
please tell us what are the areas that we need to brush up since weekend
We,
is there, so we can just
yeah,
have
yeah.
some.
We will tell that. That means right now it is not required. Whenever that particular topic will come, we are going to brush up that particular topics. At that time, you can learn it.
Okay, sir.
Because
Okay, sir.
now itself, if you learn it, you are going to learn the things. But how to formulate it and all these things, manually we have to do that. manually. That means, for example, if I ask you to calculate what is a mean value, for example, I'm talking about that. You know how to calculate the mean, but how to do the mean with the help of Python? Manually, we need not to write it off and no need to calculate it. We'll do everything practically directly with the help of Python. We do the calculation of mean.
Yeah.
So no need to waste your time in doing all this manual work. So whenever the topic will start, in every topic, obviously once machine learning starts, automatically maths will be started. For every topic, there is a maths will be there. So at that time, I'll tell you, this is a maths we have to study. You need not to be an expert. You need not to become an expert in that. At least if you know what is happening internally, that is sufficient. We can understand the practical implementation.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, guys. Fine, guys. Hope all of you have been clarified that. So we'll see you all of you on Monday's class and Monday's class, guys. If any link has been changed, my backend team will update you. They'll send you the mails as well as confirmation on mails as well as mobiles. If there is a change in link, they will send you the link actually, guys. Okay. So from Monday onwards, our regular class will be started actually, guys. For a couple of days, I'll take 1 hour class because there is a 1 more hour. There is a 1 hour extra. There is a demo will be there. Those people will be joining along with you. Okay. So that is the idea. So we are not going to break anything and we don't want to repeat it also. Just initial classes only, guys. Only 2 times. Only just 1 time it happens actually. Once the batch is confirmed, we are going to start with the regular classes. Okay. So thank you for today, guys. And we'll continue on the Monday's class. So tomorrow you don't have the class, guys. We'll continue on the Monday. Thank you all of you guys.
Thank you.
Hello. Yes. Fine, guys. So thanks for today, guys. We'll meet in the tomorrow's class. Thank you all of you guys.